We'll see if that. Alright, looks like they're ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and start here. As we're gonna be getting right into things here. Again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the NA CL Qualifiers. I'm joined by Chris Uzumaki. How you doing?
I'm good. I just got home from work, so
Oh, okay.
I'm a little tired, but I'm good for the most part. Showered and everything, made sure that was good for that. But yeah, in our losers bracket, unfortunately, I like both of these teams.
Yes.
I really love all players on both teams, so it's gonna be really hard for me to choose a winner here. But it's Bank. I haven't really seen Nocturnal play Bank. I've only seen them play about maybe 2 times. Maybe it's something they have secret hidden in their strat book. But Embers have played Bank a few times, especially in the Invitational qualifiers and even in the qualifier playoffs. It was their decider. It was actually Embers' decider map when they played up against Leftovers, and that game was actually going to determine who went to go on to play Space Station, which unfortunately for Leftovers they ended up losing 2-0 against Space Station.
Yeah, due to some unfortunate circumstances, but either way, we're gonna be seeing Jackal, Lion, and Echo banned out here first. So, I mean, the Lion ban is I haven't seen that at least through all the qualifiers that I've casted. I don't know if you've seen it at all, but the Jackal ban makes sense for this map. The Echo ban makes sense, and then the Maestro. So a lot of intel operators off the board.
A lot of intel offers off the board indeed, and both Echo and Maestro is really interesting to me because you normally only see one of them get banned, and you'll see a Mirror ban or a Valkyrie ban come out. But seeing both Echo and Maestro ban, that's something I haven't seen in quite a while. I'm going to be very interested to see how Embers managed to work with this, bringing mostly a Doc or a Rook as your ACOG support. Maybe sticking the Doc inside a garage since we're going down into lockers and CCTV. We'll see how Forrest manages to work with this Doc as we head downstairs into our first bomb site. And actually, we're going to be trading away some intel in favor of hatch denial as we trade away a Valkyrie for a Kaid for the time being. Doesn't seem to be any kind of trades happening or six picks happening for Nocturnal side of things.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
No, not yet, but just had to fix my mic. I'm sorry if that was a little annoying for any of the viewers. I was just fixing the mic real quick. Hopefully it sounds still okay, but again, yeah, today we're downstairs, and we're going to be seeing, like you said, Forrest on the dock. That's what I like to see. I like to see this. That means Forrest is feeling good today. You had the right.
I would hope he's feeling good today. I would hope he's feeling good. I mean, this is literally do or die for both of these teams. And it's also a best of one, so they have to play perfect siege, perfect siege if they want to make it on through to the next round. So it's going to be a very tough matchup for both these teams, but in my personal opinion, I think the Embers might edge it out here against Nocturnal. We'll see how it ends up going. I don't know. Who do you got for this matchup?
Well, I've seen Embers do some bigger things in the past, and I mean, we saw Nocturnal play fairly well yesterday. We saw 2 of their matches yesterday, and they played fairly well. But based on what I've experienced so far on my short time here casting PC, I would assume the same thing, that Embers might be taking this. But we're gonna have to just wait and see, as it looks like it's gonna be a full top floor clear here from Nocturnal.
Yeah, Kardama and the Nomads are going to be clearing in some square skylights. So far, no roamers from what we can see are going to be playing up here for interesting reasons. We're not even seeing Grixer on Jaeger. It's going to end up being Kilo, but Patrick's already gone ahead and placed a breach charge on top of the skylight stairs to look down towards blue, and that's going to be call out on the smoke, protecting these blue stairs alongside an ADS. So should any flashes or projectiles come in from these attackers on Nocturnal, he's pretty set for the time being as far as 2 projectiles go for. But as of right now, it doesn't seem to be that anyone on Nocturnal is going to be pressuring Garage besides Cobra over by the Garage ramp.
Yeah, and it looks like he's even going to push in through the stock office here and start to make his way onto the stairs. I mean, with no upstairs control from the defense, it's going to be easy takings for the attack as they start to open up these main hatches and start to aggress their way onto the smoke on the blue stairs. It's going to be call out, playing it very close. He's got some nomads he's going to have to deal with, but with that F9 in hand, it's going to pose a real problem for these attackers.
Yeah, the M590 is probably the most dangerous shotgun that you can have in your hands, and it's gonna be Kilo getting the first pick onto Patrick. What a frag to come on through. That's gonna be the Thatcher off the board. So the Thatcher's done his job somewhat in getting off the ADS from the blue stairs, but this has been 2 minutes in favor of the Embers for this push that's been stalled out coming out from Nokturnal.
Yeah, and with callouts still on these blue stairs, he doesn't have any more smokes left, but they still have the barbed wire here. The flashbangs are going to start to come flying through, but he's going to peek wide and get the shotgun kill onto the thermite of all operators, so that's going to be the hard destruction off the board, as it's going to be Kilo from behind the server rack, as callout will finally foul to Card Man. So server control still in favor of Embers here as they're trying to dispel this Jaeger.
Yeah, well, Kardama's finally going to lay the final blow onto Kilo as he's peeking up to the hatch due to his body blocking the peripherals. He's not going to be able to spot out that Nomad, but that's a lot of time wasted. You only have 20 seconds now left to attack the bomb site, as it's just left up to Cobra and Kardama for Nokturnal. Cobra up above the hatch trying to protect Kardama to go for the plant, but in this time being right now, it's going to be Kardama. Hello? He'll pick off Fozo, but he'll instantly get treated out by Forrest as Grixer finishes things off with a headshot onto Cobra, and Embers are going to be able to win out round number 1 here on the basement of Bank.
I mean, that was almost a good clutch. I mean, the mirror kind of threw there. He had the nitro cell in hand and chose not to use it. So an interesting call there coming out from the mirror. But I mean, either way, with the help of the 2 players in the hallway, they were able to win that round out.
Yeah. Very well played coming out from Embers, and I feel like Nokturnal wasted way too much time trying to clear out that smoke from being in there. Hopefully this time around they try to bring some nades, or maybe bring out, this time they're actually going to bring out a Zofia, so that's pretty good. I wasn't too sure why they had brought both a Thatcher and a Twitch, considering they do both kind of the same thing, except they just have different guns. So my personal opinion, I would like to see a nade operator come out, maybe a little bit more soft destruction, bring a Sledge in favor of Zofia. But Zofia is able to deal with more utility compared to Sledge, at least with her projectiles in terms of ADSs. But this time around, we're not even going to be having any kind of ADSs. So for the time being right now, I think that's just going to most likely be up to Cobra and possibly Patrick with breach charges and breaching rounds to take care of those castle barricades, as well as any kind of barbed wire that'll be coming out from the Pittsburgh Embers.
Yeah, this definitely should be an interesting round here for both teams, as it looks like they're going to be trying the maybe impact trick here. I would assume that Kilo might put some holes at the top of the walls, but again, no impacts actually remaining on callout, so there's definitely not going to be any sort of impact tricking. So. A nice camera getting tossed out by Fozo, so that's going to provide a lot of intel onto this north rappel, and in case any of them want to go for a jump out. But it doesn't look like any of the spawns are going to be coming over here. No, it looks like Cobra and as well as Albatross will be spawning over there, as they're going to be trying to take these angles on top of the parking garage.
Yeah, Albatross trying to see if he can find a freebie going onto the parking garage, and he's actually got a free window that's open, so if he decides to hold an angle from the top of that parking garage, he could be met with a pretty nice kill. Right now, Fuzzo's just going to go ahead and look over towards the front of the lobby right outside of ATMs. And he's in a pretty good spot. That's actually going to be Cobra making his way on through from the west spawn.
Yeah, could possibly catch Cobra off guard here, but he's going to actually be peeking this very wide, and he does have the ACOG, and it doesn't look like he is going to be giving this up to his opponent, but he's still playing it very patiently. He spots the window being open now, but the Valkyrie has stopped peeking it, so not going to be met with anything just yet, as some shots are going to get laid through the drone hole there. Nice angle there from Forrest to take a little bit of HP off of Cardman, so, or Kardama, as that's going to be like a minute off of the round so far.
Yeah, Kardama taking a little bit of health, not too big of an issue, but he is going to be set up to around about 75 HP. And the Embers have already burned off nearly half the round here, and Davey just trying to find some way to work around the CEO office walls to try to blast it on open and get his team in position to try to get some kind of length into sight. But actually, that's going to be a near close pick coming on from Albatross, but instead he's not even able to trade any kind of damage onto Callout, and that's actually going to be Grixer falling, nearly taking him down, but Callout's going to get the trade now coming in from lobby. A huge trade to come on through, but that's a less impact frag than you would have hoped for.
Yeah, and Cobra is nowhere to get the trade out, so a big misplay there by Cobra, as he actually will take a few shots out into Forrest, but he will get downed off, and Forrest will be able to pick himself back up, and yes, he will. So Davey gets one kill onto Fozo, as Hilo is there for the other one, but Kardama has pushed long down the hallway, leaving it all up to Davey, as Forrest will get the kill onto Cobra. So he'll be able to heal himself back up, and Davey on full HP. He has plenty of time to possibly do a little bit of droning here and spot out where these remaining defenders are, but again, with no more stim pistols left on Forrest, it looks like he could possibly even go for it pretty far through the wall, but will that be Davey that gets a shot? Yes, it will be Forrest. A nice shot through the shelves, I guess. I guess that's what those are, shelves.
I think it's a bookcase, but yeah, either way, very well played out from Embers yet again. Being able to, they didn't start off with the first pick this round, but it was instantly traded out. They played their positioning very well. They're able to communicate with each other, hold down the bomb site very well. So off to a very good start here coming out from Pittsburgh Embers. Nokturnal have got to screw their heads back on if they want to try to win some kind of rounds here coming up against the Embers, because one more round, and at least for the time being, it would be at least a 3-3 split in half favor for the Embers. And this map, in honestly, in my opinion, is attacker sided. So it's really, it's not too surprising to me that the Embers are doing this well because they're a great team, but it's just a little surprising me how these rounds are going out. They're like heavily in favor of the Embers. They have at least 3 members alive, which is really spelling bad news for Nokturnal.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't look good for Nokturnal.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
But we'll be seeing archives and tellers now. So looks like we're going to be seeing the open area strategy here with the castle barricades, and we're probably going to open up some shotgun holes, prone holes on this cashback wall, and open up that angle into the lobby door. So this could be a very, oh, looks like a very diverse strat, as they're actually going to be holding upstairs as well with the reinforcements. So yeah, this is going to be this is a really interesting strategy.
Remaining. Bomb located by attackers.
Still one castle barricade left.
5 seconds to go.
Yeah, so normally you would see some teams try to go for an upstairs hole just because of how crucial it is to have map control on bank, because if you lose map control, it's very hard to retake the bomb site. Very difficult, just because of how linear it is. And granted, bank is a big map, but the access routes that you have as a defender in terms of flanking and limiting your potential to get caught is very low. So it's going to be really tough if they end up losing this top floor control within the first minute. And if I'm Nokturnal, I would probably just try to, rush the bomb site. There's only 2 members coming out from Embers, and that's actually be Albatross. He'll take one down on Fozo. So now it's all up to Grixer down the bomb site, and it appears that Albatross has this information. He's already going to haul butt all the way through into Tellers. And that's actually be going down from Grixer. A huge pick. So now another one as he comes up big. Albatross with 3. Can he find a 4th? He will not be able to do so, but Kilo and Forrest able to trigger on out as Kova finds one for himself, and now it's all up to Forrest. He'll go down in a very quick round coming off from Nokturnal as they win round number 3 in about 1 minute of play here in round number 3.
That was a very fast round and an excellently coordinated rush strategy through the main lobby. I mean, they obviously did their drone work and spotted out, yo, we only got 2 people on site here. Everyone else is roaming. They saw that the strat was so well thought out that they had so many people upstairs trying to hold the top floor that they completely forgot about the main lobby. So with the IQ of, who was it? Albatross? Yeah, Albatross able to hit that nice shot there onto the dock of all operators. And, I mean, able to get that first aggression. And then he just shot the Legion in his back and killed the Mozzie as well. So, yeah, excellent round for Albatross.
The moment I saw Forrest die there, I knew Grixer was in trouble. Because you have 3 members of Nokturnal rushing lobby. And you got Albatross hopping over the desk to push the teller's door. And you've also got to worry about people pushing in from the north side as well. So it's just such an unfortunate time, and really unfortunate that nobody on the Embers was able to even try to come around and try to trade out Forrest's life besides Grixer inside of sight, where he had to watch at least more than 3 angles. And being a solo anchor after your dock is dead against 3 ACOGs is very tough to fight against.
That was actually Fozo that was the dock last round. And Forrest was the last person alive.
10 seconds to go.
Fozo was the first person to die.
5 seconds to insertion.
Fozo was on dock?
Yes. Surprisingly,
okay, I thought it was Forrest.
No, yeah,
I thought it was Forrest.
Yeah, I understand why you think it was Forrest, but it wasn't.
You're actually right about that.
He actually wasn't running the dock. But where's this roamer? Am I like blind? Oh no, they're all 5 on side. Okay. Oh no, it looks like Paula just rotated down. So that's gonna be the turtle strat. That's it's fairly common for bank, especially with the way that teams have been roam clearing as of late. definitely very common, but it looks like they might even be going for the aggressive garage
Attackers
push, so
located a bomb.
trying to catch Embers off guard maybe.
Is there anybody playing in garage right now for the Embers? Yeah, it's going to be Forrest currently sitting on the dock, and with no shield, he's going to be very tough to fight against, but actually he's going to be able to pick off Patrick. What a shot, but Forrest is going to be taking a little bit of damage now, but thankfully being on dock, he'll be down to 60 HP, but with the stim pistol killing himself up by 40 HP, he'll reset himself back up to full HP. Now it's just going to be up to Cobra to deal with this dock now. And Cobra, I think it'd be wise for him to move away, especially considering that his drone is shot, and he does not need to be challenging Forrest right here. He needs to run away, try to regroup with his team right now, and not put his team in a 3 versus 5 situation, because it's going to be very tough for Cobra to land even any kind of shot onto this dock, unless Albatross actually probably has an opportunity to make a move here. If Grixer is not able to recover and find this frag onto Albatross, which is exactly what he really wants to be doing, it really just comes down to timing and positioning based off of Grixer and Albatross here.
Albatross could honestly just wide swing the dock into garage. It doesn't look like anybody's covering him. He's actually on his drone of all things, so Albatross needs to just do this now. He knows that the vault is clear and the drone went past there, so I mean, he just needs to wide swing this and try to find the frag, but no, he will fall off the angle as the smoke rotates into the vault lobby. So,
yeah, it appears that the information now came in through, but oh, Forrest getting so close to spotting out Cobra's head. Will we be able to see it? He sees the Ash peeking around, but doesn't want to give away his position just yet as he's creeping on up. But Cobra just trying to monkey his way on through, and that's going to be Forrest being able to take down Cobra. That's going to be a second pick of the round here, and we're only 2 minutes into the round, so not a lot of time for Nokturnal to recover, especially it being a 3 versus 5 on the basement.
yeah, and with the shotgun right below Albatross, he's going to get a shell up the butt there, as it's going to be a flurry of kills, and it will be Embers winning out the round. So going to be extending that lead to 3-1. So the best that Nokturnal can do at the end of this half is go 3-3, which on bank is, I don't know. It's definitely not good if you're a Nokturnal fan. Like you said, this is more of an attacker-sided map.
Yeah, Bank is, a lot of people, in a lot of players' minds, it's considered one of the worst competitive maps. I thought that too, but in all honesty, I think Bank is very balanced. It does favor attackers just slightly more. With the amount of windows that you have. Basement's very horizontal play. The only vertical gameplay that you have is just through the hatches. There's no kind of soft breach ability above the basement. So the basement and tellers are probably the 2 strongest bomb sites for defenders. Open area is kind of iffy. It just depends on the strategy and how the attackers play it. And then CEO can pretty much go either way depending on how you position yourselves on defense.
Yeah, you really need to play like you're a man down when you go to the top floor, because you've got to be able to take off. You got to be able to take these north side rappels, either by just jumping out or by even peeking the main lobby. Because if you allow somebody to up or down rappel on those windows, it just makes it that much harder for you to gain control of
10
the
seconds
main.
left.
Yeah, right now Embers are currently at a 3-1 split right now in round number 5, and they've been showing up pretty well. The only round that Nokturnal has been able to win was just based off of a cheese rush strategy, rushing on through the main lobby. And if Nokturnal is not able to hunker down and try to win out rounds here, it's going to be a very quick game, and that'll be sending Nokturnal home.
Yeah. Looks like we will be seeing the IQ get played here by Albatross, but no Valkyrie this time on the top floor. So a good read in there by the defense of Embers. So recognize, they're bringing the IQ, so these Valkyrie cameras aren't really going to be living that long anyway, so better not to just bring her and maybe bring somebody else. So good read in there.
Yeah, first minute of play, and Fozo, I think he might have heard somebody rappelling on his right, but for the time being, it's actually going to be Albatross, who's actually in a good spot. He'll be able to take him down. No, what? How does Fozo live through that? He'll be able to take down Albatross. What in the world was that? How does Fozo win that gunfight? But either way, it's going to be Patrick taking down Kilo, and that's the mute off the board. It's going to be one of the only C4s being taken down, as Grixer will be the last one left with the C4 in hand here.
Looks like they don't have the any more impacts there. It's going to be a run out there from Forrest, but he is the dock, so he's going to be picked himself back up as he did hit the nitro cell. So he's just going to rotate all the way into main lobby. He'll actually be able to successfully get away with this, as that's going to be a nitro cell kill there from Grixer. Yeah, the last two people are on the side of Square, so that's going to be Forrest getting away with a freebie there.
Yeah, now all of a sudden it's to Kardama and Patrick, but nearly losing his lives going to be both Kardama and wow, what a wallbang coming out from Kardama. He'll be able to take down the castle of Callout. And now you got to worry about Forrest, Grixer, and Fozo now. As Fozo's hunkering down inside of Janitor, you got Grixer behind the A-bomb bomb chassis, and then you have Forrest sitting inside of Executive Lounge. So now Kardama and Patrick really need to play this cautiously and together. Otherwise, this is going to be a fourth round in the favor of Embers. And as of right now, there isn't a whole lot of trade potential should Kardama die here. And Patrick being on very low HP, it's going to be really tough here for Nokturnal to win out this round, especially with only 45 seconds left to go and this attack really being stalled out.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that they know that Fozo has rotated his way into the janitor closet, so this could possibly catch the Thatcher off guard here as he's going to start to break that barbed wire out, and Fozo's going to know exactly where the push is coming from, but does the Thatcher know he's there? It looks like he will go for the pre-fire, but it's going to be Fozo winning it out anyway. It's all up to Kardama. He gets lit up, but he does take down Forrest. It makes this a little bit more winnable, but again, he's on 1 HP. He's going to get peeked from both angles here as Grixer will find the final frag. He'll put his team up 4-1.
An insane round and a pretty close round, dare I say it, coming out from both sides. But Embers able to just barely edge out that last round. And I think if Kardama would have hit that shot onto the castle a lot sooner, it would have been a very different round.
Yes, 100%. And also that jump out from Forrest that went unpunished was
Forrest
a big win, yeah. And especially since he was Doc, he got downed by that Claymore. I think he might have overhealed himself too, or something.
I think so too. I think that's exactly what he was expecting, because he knows that Nokturnal are not a pushover team. He knows that they are preparing for the worst, which is exactly what Forrest did. But Forrest overhealing himself, ending up downing himself, and thankfully for the Embers, it was able to happen, because if that Doc died, sure, he gets traded out, but you're losing your only ACOG on the site. And especially with no kind of trade potential, either outside on Rappel or even over by lobby. So it's really tough for Nokturnal, and especially now so that they're being down 4-1 here coming up against Embers. But, you know, just the way that the bans went and how the strategies are being played out, it could just be that this map is being more defender-sided than we initially thought. So we'll see how it ends up working out for Nokturnal on their turn of defense, as this is going to be our last round with the Embers on defense, as Nokturnal will end up their attack round at the end of the next 3 minutes.
Yeah, and it's definitely not looking good if you're Nokturnal here, as most of these rounds have been fairly dominant from Embers, and not many windows here for Nokturnal, as it's going to be Tellers and Archives, so this was the only successful round so far for Nokturnal, so, I mean, if you're looking to try to take it 4-2, this is definitely the site to do it on. But, again, it was just based off a rush strategy in total, and they're not going to be doing it this time, as we're already 30 seconds in, and nobody's even in the building except for Albatross, but Forrest could possibly go for an impact here, as it looks like he might have some intel here. We'll go for the impact here, but he isn't able to walk through the hole. He will vault through, though. He goes for the kill onto Kardama, as there's 2 kills for Nokturnal, but Forrest smacks down Patrick. What a flick from Forrest, as that makes it a 3v3.
Oh my god, there's no way. Okay. One thing I want to talk about right now is how Forrest completely bashes the ump.
Yes.
And he just completely obliterates 2 members of Nokturnal there with the ump in hand. So either the ump's the goat or the ump's the woat. And in this case, it seems to be the best weapon that he could have had possibly in his hands, hitting 2 headshots onto both Patrick and Kardama, who've been having a pretty rough evening here coming up against Embers.
Yeah, and it looks like Albatross is going to try to pinch out Forrest here. I mean, I'm not sure if they have the intel on the castle, but it looks like Albatross might just go for a punch here. It doesn't look like they know where he is at all. He does have a drone here, it seems, but it looks like Forrest is going to start to rotate down the main stairs, so not going to be worrying about that room anymore. So a good rotate from Forrest. Already wasting
Yeah,
about a minute and a half, minute 45.
I'm still in disbelief of how exactly he managed that to happen, especially considering that he couldn't really vault or run through the impact hole with the clean, with the clean movement. But he's already wasted. Embers have already wasted 2 minutes, and they've already taken down 2 of their members, especially being a Thatcher and a Nomad.
And they're
That's
delaying more
this-
time with these mute jammers too. Like they still don't know
Yeah.
if this castle rotated upstairs or not, or if he's downstairs or where he is. So.
Yeah, it seems to be that Albatross is already going to pressure to the bomb site, and it's going to take a little bit of time just to drone. And now Fozo gonna get concussioned over on the south side of the teller's door, so it's gonna be a really tough situation. Grixer going for a free fire over the lobby desk. He's not gonna be able to find himself any kind of picks just yet, as well as Davey trying to see if he can take down Grixer, but with all this cloud smoke and debris in the way, it's really tough. But Cobra gonna find the 3rd kill for Nokturnal on this round, taking down Fozo. Advantage now in favor of Nokturnal, but Grixer comes big as Davey gets an instant refrag. Now it's all up to Forrest, currently sitting in the office hallway. And now the plant's gonna come down. This should be easy pickings, but no, Forrest misses the shots right up above the Thermite's head. That's gonna be Albatross barely winning out the gunfight coming up against Forrest. That'll be the 2nd round here coming up against Nokturnal.
Yeah, winning both those Teller's Archives attacks, which will, I mean, not the best after a first half, but still, I mean, they got the best result out of that I think that they could have, especially after going down 4-1, and that was a fairly close round. I didn't think that was going to go in favor of the attack because they were wasting so much time upstairs.
Yeah, big props for Nokturnal, able to win out their 2nd round, and I think that gives them just enough confidence and motivation to at least make this matchup more interesting than I thought it was going to be. And I've said it before. I said it at the beginning of this match. Don't count Nokturnal out. Nokturnal are a very strong group of players. It just really comes down to how they manage to work around themselves and how their teamwork ends up working. Their attacks weren't all that great, but the 2 rounds that they did end up winning worked pretty well in their favor. So hopefully their defenses spell for greater news, especially that they're going to have some roam game coming out with possibly both Cobra as well as Patrick. So it'll be really interesting to see how Nokturnal manages to play this out. And this looks to be a pretty extensive roam as they end up going all the way to the 2nd floor, reinforcing the open area hatches as well as the janitor hatch. And they even reinforced the west side of Tellers. This is going to be interesting coming out from Nokturnal.
10 seconds left before insertion. 5 seconds to insertion.
New feet up.
Locate and
So now, moving into the 7th round, we're going to have Nokturnal on their defense half.
Oh, that's my bad. My
Starting
mic was
off-
muted.
No, you're good.
I was talking.
You're good.
I had to
So yeah,
cough,
they're
I
gonna
forgot
start
to
off. They're gonna start off round number 7 in the basement, and hopefully for the Embers' sake, they're able to close out this map in the next 3 rounds. But I want this game to be a lot more interesting, and I'm really hoping that Nocturnal is able to answer back with some kind of firepower and some kind of punch and answer to what the Embers were able to do on defense.
Well, yeah, like I was saying, but nobody could hear me. I really like this strat. I think this is going to be... It looks like they're opening the hatches inside of open here, or at least the open closet, and they're going to use that for a rotate down. But I'm curious as to why they haven't opened up this hatch, or at least reinforced it or something. But it looks like the Nazi is going to be getting aggressive here onto the IQ, trying to push this pincher window, but some shots will get traded back and forth. None will land just yet, as it looks like Embers is just trying to figure out how they want to attack this, as Patrick rips ahead right off of Grixer.
Yeah, Grixer gonna be the first one taken down. That's not spelling good news right now for the Embers, as he's been a pretty consistent player for the Pittsburgh Embers so far, as you saw in the Invitational qualifiers, and this being his first Challenger League qualifier game of season 10, considering that he was coming back on vacation. He's been doing some pretty good numbers, but already Forrest is making a lot of pressure and noise down below inside of the garage. But does he see the Legion coming around to peek? That's going to be Davey. We get flash now coming out from Forrest, who tosses all 3 flashbangs, and this is not going to be good news as Davey is able to take him down, losing half of his life, but he's also going to end up finding another one. Davey going big as Cobra and Albatross is swinging through a Nokturnal with our first flawless round of the game here, coming up against Embers. What just happened?
I don't even know. They just all ran into the garage ramp, and it was like it's like a shooting spree, just like shooting practice for Nokturnal. They just started shooting them as they walked up the ramp, and that was it. Definitely not the play. But either way, a nice shutdown there from Nokturnal to stomp out that roam or stop out that rush up the garage, because that was actually a good call, I would say, by Embers, because they knew that there was such a heavy roam game. They figured if they could just walk into garage, they might be able to negate that roam game entirely. So unfortunately, just not able to win any of their gunfights, as the crossfires were held perfectly by Nokturnal.
Attackers need to
Yeah,
locate and defuse as many bombs
I'm
as
really
they
hoping
can.
that Nokturnal are able to tie things up here, because after that first round, I'm highly convinced that they're a lot more comfortable on defense, and it could just be that the way that the bans went. You know, I mentioned it before that it is it's defender sided, especially with Bank, you know, being more so balanced than some of the other maps. It could just be that they're a lot more confident on defense, because, you know, they have to wait for the attackers to push them instead of pushing through the bomb site. It could just be a matter of confidence in how they were on their attacks, but hopefully for Nocturnal's sake, they're able to bring it back and tie it up 4-4 at the end of this round. And for the Embers on the other side of things, they would like to go up 5-3 and not let this 2-round lead go to waste.
No, definitely don't want that to happen, as it's 2 rounds in a row right now for Nokturnal, as we could see a bomb pick here from Cobra. He's looking for the Ash of Kilo, but will not be able to land those shots, as Kilo will safely make his way just underneath those windows. But a couple of cameras outside as well, so hopefully Grixer is able to spot this out with the scanner, as there's actually going to be a jump out there from Davey already in the round. He's going to be immediately traded out by Grixer. I'm not sure what Davey was doing there, but I mean, I guess you traded your Jaeger for the Ash. I don't know. Not really like
Not a big impact frag, but that is Kilo off the board and one of the high impact fraggers coming out for the Embers. And although this match hasn't really been spelling much, it is the Ash off the board, and it's one member down that you don't have to worry about. But Albatross nearly going to come around from the bottom of the garage and nearly going to be able to take down Forest, which would have been really clutch if he was able to do so. That would have been really disastrous for the Embers if Forest were to die here and not being able to use any of his utility on this west rappel.
I'm surprised that the Valkyrie didn't try to go back out for it, but no, it's not going to matter anymore, as Cobra will smack down Forest. I keep wanting to call him Sharkbait, but it will be the Hibana off the board. Did open up that Kanto spot angle, so it looks like Callout might try to rotate and take the place of his fallen teammate.
Yeah. So Forest is going to be the second one to fall now for the Embers, and this is only the first half of the round, so I'm not too concerned for the Embers. They still have Grixer and Callout alive, who've been pretty decent so far in this matchup. But they are at a man disadvantage, and they have to attack the bomb site on a practically uphill battle. So this is going to be really tough for Embers to try to win out this round. It's not over yet, obviously, as Callout's nearly going to be able to take down Albatross, but he'll be getting taken down by Cobra. So now this is really bad news for the Embers, and now be Albatross finding another pick out onto Grixer. Fozo is going to be able to trade it out onto Albatross. Now this gas grenade is going to get tossed on out. Fozo down to half HP, and this is a really tough battle for Fozo to win a 1v3. Yeah,
he will make his way over to Banana and take down the Jaeger, but that's actually going to be the Doc on the off the board. It looked like a Jaeger for some reason, but again, he's going to have to go up against 2 more, as it's going to be Kardama put the 3rd round on the board for Nokturnal. So it looks like this map today is defender-sided more than attacker.
Yeah, and we're all tied up here, moving into round number 9. Not something I was really expecting, but again, you know, just the way that the bans went, you have no Echo or Maestros, and that really made me discredit how defense is going to be played. But it just shows that you don't really need either of those intel operators when you can just pop out of windows and just, as long as you have the information coming out from bulletproof cams or Valkyrie cams, and as long as you have the intel on defense, it's going to be really tough to attack pretty much any bomb site, because intel is everything. Information is everything, and as long as you have that information, you're more than likely going to win out that round. I know it sounds obvious, but there's some teams out there that don't necessarily know that, and they don't take the intel operators, like how we saw yesterday, you know, with Nomads. They really didn't take all that many intel operators. They didn't really bring a Valkyrie. They didn't really bring an Echo. Sure, Maestro's banned one map and Echo's banned another, but still, you're not really utilizing those intel operators to your advantage when they're available on the board. You know, there wasn't any pulse play coming out from Nomads. They just will try to rely on their gun skill, and you just can't do that when you're trying to make Challenger League.
looks like we might see the same open area strat as well from Nokturnal. It looks like they're going to be reinforcing those hatches and possibly impacting into these walls. Yep. I'm surprised that they aren't going to open up these angles, but yep, as I say that, they will. So I like this hold already. But again, this was the exact same hold that we saw Embers try to perform, and they were unsuccessful both times in defending the site.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if they change anything here and try to, I don't know. I mean, this could possibly just be the exact mirror from both sides on both teams. This could be the only side that both teams can win.
It could be. Although Embers are up 4-2 and they have yet to win any kind of attack round after losing their first 2 attacks, so it's going to be really tough for the Embers to try to win out this round, especially with all the momentum and confidence really in full swing for Nokturnal. And if the Embers aren't able to secure themselves around here, I think it could potentially go in the favor of Nokturnal. We could see the Embers knocked out in the first qualifier here.
I mean, that would be pretty crazy after their start to this map as well, going up 4-1. Looks like they're going to be seeing some roams downstairs as well. So that's going to be Cobra and Kardama trying to hold the bottom floor for the time being.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone playing inside a CEO, is there?
No.
No, so it's just Embers right now just already taking full map control of up above. Forrest's going to go ahead and start bucking up above the bomb site. He's the only member that can really provide some, like, the most soft breach potential. You do have Fozo and Kilo to provide some else for that. Hopefully for Grixer, he's able to also come up above and try to place some breach charges if he has any. But for the time being, I think he only has a Claymore. We can probably just check that out from Grixer. Yeah, he has breach charges up above, so he'll be working alongside Forest. But for the time being right now, he'll be on flank watch sitting inside a CEO. As it was looking to be Cobra trying to make a move up the skylight stairs.
Yeah, but it looks like they had some drones possibly placed over there and able to call that out. So good flank watch coming out here from Grixer as well as Forrest, who's a little bit aware of it. But it looks like he's going to catch the smoke just barely rotating away from that angle. As he's going to be the first exothermic charge. Going to get shot down actually by that impact trick. So Forrest not able to find where the smoke is playing as the wall is going to get opened up next to Albatross. So he's going to have to play close on this wall. This could be perfect for Forrest to look through the holes. But no, it looks like nobody's actually holding this angle anymore. So it's going to be Forrest trying to go for that gunfight onto the main stairs, but will only damage Kardama a little bit.
Health is really in big favor right now for Nokturnal, but nearly going to lose his life. I believe that was Cobra rotating on through, and that's going to be call out, finally finishing off the Jaeger. So the first pick comes on through, but Kilo ends up being traded out by Davey on the Kaid. And this is really coming time to push now as Albatross finds one, but he'll get taken down by call out. Diffuser in hand. He'll start to have to plant this diffuser, but in the wrong place now. Grixer having to watch this plant coming down, and the plant will go down successfully. Grixer missing the shots onto the Valkyrie of Kardama. He's not going to be down. He'll instead be on 1 HP. That'll be Davey fragging off call out, but an instant trade comes out onto Kardama with a Claymore. Now a 1 versus 2 for Grixer, sitting right outside the bomb site, but trying to find the frag onto Kaid. He'll be able to do so, but no! He'll get taken down by Patrick, and this round will be a 3rd in a row now for Nokturnal. A huge comeback and full swing of momentum in favor of Nokturnal.
What a round from Nokturnal, as they've taken now 3 rounds in a row, or 4 rounds in a row from Embers. So Embers really needs to try to pull something together here if they're going to want to continue on in the losers bracket, as that's going to be the first lead now for Nokturnal in this map. Wow, what a crazy round.
Yeah. That's 3 rounds in a row that Nokturnal are able to win here, coming up against the Embers.
Well, 4, because they won the last round.
That's true. That's 4 rounds. Yeah, they were down 4-1, and that's 4 rounds in a row. Oh my goodness, Nokturnal are absolutely on a heater right now.
And it all really pitching in too. No one's going negative right now. Everyone's going even or positive. So it's really looking like a team game right now from Nokturnal.
Yeah. I would really hope that the Embers are able to try to swing things back in their favor. And it's pretty shocking that the Embers are not able to successfully win out these rounds, although that round really could have gone either way. I think if Grixer didn't go for the reload there and just had his aim up and just trusted in himself and his shots, he would have possibly been able to take down Patrick there because he's going up against UMP when he has the commando in hand. Just needs to take a few shots onto Patrick, possibly hit that headshot, and just ends up winning the gunfight. But you know, we won't know. That's a story for another universe and another timeline. And as of right now, Nokturnal have managed to swing things back in their favor, and they're up for 1 round now against the Embers.
Yeah, and they're going to be going for that same roam strategy as they did last time they went down here, so hopefully we're going to see a change of strategy here from Embers, as the last time this site was played, they just decided to rush to the garage, and they got completely gunned down by crossfires, so it looks like they're not going to be deciding to do the same thing, as it's going to be mostly an alley spawn, and maybe we'll see Forest along with, I forget, who was it that was out here with the Forest? The Capitan,
I think it might have been Fozo.
Yeah.
Well, Fozo was spawning at the front, so it's just going to seem like Force is going to enter into loan office. Fozo will try to be watching his cover over on the north rappel. And for the time being, Embers need to start to get rid of these roamers. And actually, Fozo is taking a lot of damage now. I think it might have been from Cobra sitting over by Banana on the Vigil, but he's currently going to get into a possible scuffle with Force. And yeah, Force taking a little bit of shots now over towards Cobra. Health advantage now right now in favor of Nokturnal, but for the time being, as long as Cobra and Patrick don't get fragged off here, along with Kardama, I think this round could push Nokturnal to match point and possibly be a 7-4 victory if things end up going their way.
Definitely. They're definitely looking like it so far, but we'll just have to wait and see. There's a lot of time being wasted now by the Embers. Not a lot of people have actually entered the building. They've only taken control of this top floor. Forrest has made his way into the main lobby, but he still has Cobra as well as Patrick to deal with. And with Kardama on the blue stairs holding the kitchen rotate, this is not looking very good for Embers right now. I have to waste utility here somewhere. They're not even choosing to open up the hatches. They're just going to try to push in from behind. So trying to just push this horizontally and not vertically, it might be, prove to be the wrong call here. They're going to start to drone out the players here as Forrest knows that there's one in the room next to him, but Albatross with a nice shot through the house.
You're kidding me.
Smacks down Forrest.
Oh no, 4 versus 2 now for Nokturnal. And this is looking really bad for the Embers as Fozo. No, this is not looking good at all for Embers now. And it's just up to Fozo and Kilo. It seems to be that Fozo's lagging a little bit. Running in place and he might disconnect. Oh no. This is a huge blow as Fozo. I think Fozo's game crashed. I think that C4 happened in his game crash, so this is going to be really tough right now, and we're possibly going to have a rehost here. And this is looking to go 6-4 in favor of Nokturnal. 5 rounds in a row for Nokturnal.
Yeah, it looks like Kilo might just bait out time here. He's actually not going to push down blue stairs, but it's Kardama from behind. Got to take down Kilo. So...
yeah, so as of right now, I have to go cast another league match that seems to be only 1 round away, but hopefully at the end of this rehost, the Embers are able to try to collect themselves, try to, you know, group together, hunker down, get their minds right, and try to force this game into overtime, because this is not looking good for them at all on Bank right now up against Nokturnal.
All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. I just had to make sure I had everything right here. So, again, it's just me now. So, it looks like we're going to be seeing our 11th round now get played out here. So, it looks like it will be CEO and Executive Lounge for Nokturnal. Is actually going to be bringing the Mira this time. It's going to be the first time I think they've played Mira on their defensive half. So, it should be interesting to see how... oh, actually, no, they're going to 6-pick it to the Valkyrie, so we won't be seeing the Mira played, but we'll be seeing the IQ 6-pick. So an excellent 6-pick there from the Mira, and it's going to force the IQ to get taken off the board. So an excellent play there.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused.
Mello?
ADS deployed and ready to go.
So yeah, we'll look like CEO here.
Razor wire deployed.
will look as though we might be seeing
Attackers are heading out
no
to
roam
defuse
game
the
here,
bomb.
but it's interesting to see if they're going to see Cobra spawn kill here. It looks like, yeah, he does want to go ahead and try to go for a quick spawn kill, but we'll choose to fall off of it as we don't want to play it a little bit safer than that. But yeah, it's going to be this push into main lobby possibly here from the attackers. They're going to be droning out intensely here. They've got the Capital to try to smoke off any angles that they need, but they're going to have to be wearisome of Albatross, who could possibly go for the run out here onto the garage, but that's going to be forced. He's actually going to come off of the angle and choose to rotate up onto the balcony here. So I'm curious if Albatross, it doesn't look like he has a camera on that per se, but so he's actually going to try to rotate back up these main stairs and try to go from a different angle, a different approach.
See you on the other
Oh,
side.
no, actually he's going to come back on it. It looks like the Hibana has rotated back over here. So this could be a play here from Albatross. He has to look completely up. He will find the kill on to Forrest. So a nice run out there from Albatross. Is going to start things off on this round very hard for Nokturnal, as that's going to be not only the Hibana, but also the top fragger so far in these matchups of Forrest, who has been playing outstanding today. So looks like it's going to be the Doc here trying to pick onto these main repels onto the cash side, but Rosa has made his way into the main lobby and is going to try to take Cobra off of these spots as shots are going to start to come rattling through. Oh, it looks like the Capital could have found the angle there, but we'll choose to peek it just a little bit too slow as he's going to make his way up the main stairs. They're going to go for one more fireball here, cut off the rotation from the Doc, but he will peek through it. Actually going to get downed on that rappel. Does he spot the Jaeger inside of the elevators? No, he does not. It's Davey and Kardama who pick up 2 kills, and also with the Doc on the floor, and Grixer on such low HP, it's actually going to be a down out. So they have also downed the Doc. So it's essentially a 2v3 here, as it's going to be 1 HP here for Grixer. It's pick up actually going to come out on to Cobra. So you're going to be seeing a rush out here from Grixer as he's on such low HP, but does he know where any of these attackers are? The pre-fires come out, but Grixer lands the shot. It's a 2v3 now, still low HP on Grixer though, as it's going to be call out on low HP as well, but he takes down Davey, makes this a 2v2 now, as it's going to be Kardama though, who finishes off Grixer. So looking to end this matchup here, his call out is on about 20 HP. Not much that he is going to be able to do here. But we'll peek in through the closet here. Doesn't see the smoke's playing. Does he see? Oh, looks like the ACOG's going to block the head of the castle. Kardama just playing it very passively here, as I'm not sure exactly how to play this, but it looks like Callout's going to try to go for the peek here. Knows that the castle was playing here earlier, but again, not very good angles here from Callout, as he's going to try to go for the pro shot to the drone hole. He will light out Patrick up a little bit, but not enough to get the kill, as it's going to be Patrick playing a little bit more passively inside of the CEO office now. Kardama has made his way behind the bomb chassis, but will he be able to find the kill? Yes, he will. GG's in chat. It's going to be Nokturnal finishing off this match and taking and continuing on in these qualifiers. GG's in chat, ladies and gentlemen. Excellent game from both teams, but again, it will be Nokturnal coming back from a 4-1 deficit, winning all 6 rounds in a row to take it on to the next round. So that will be it for this stream here. So I hope you all did enjoy. I'm going to go ahead and host somebody here, but I'll have to figure that out. But I'm going to be back with some more matches in a second here, so make sure you come back and tune in for those.